Hey everyone, it's Dr. Wang. In this episode, we're going to talk about the Chinese word
公司
which means company in English. A company, regardless of its organizational structure, is a commercial institution that faces the public. This definition is closely related to the first character in the word
公
So let's start by explaining the character
公
The character
公
has several different applications, each with slightly different definitions. We'll start with the easiest to remember and understand definition. The two strokes at the top of the character look like the mustache of an older man, so the character
公
is used as a respectful title for adult males. For example, the former leader of Taiwan, Chiang Kai-shek, was often referred to as ex-President Jiang.
公
This title puts the surname before the character
公
similar to the English title, Your Highness, or the medieval English title, My Lord. The difference is there is a last name in front of the honor title in Mandarin. In Taiwan's past, senior politicians were often referred to as surname
公
which literally means Majestiness so-and-so. However, as the political environment has changed, this overly formal and respectful title is sometimes seen by younger generations as being outdated, stuffy, and excessively respectful. Some older people still enjoy being addressed this way, but we can simply see it as a generational difference. The double character
公公
is used to refer to a husband's father in Chinese family relationships. A woman would refer to her husband's father as 我
公公
which literally means my father-in-law. However, due to the popularity of historical dramas, the most common use of the double character
公公
in Chinese is to refer to eunuchs in the imperial court. These servants of the emperor were castrated in order to prevent them from impregnating the emperor's concubines and making the emperor's children illegitimate. As a result, these male servants had no mustaches and their voices became more feminine. The influence of these dramas has been so pervasive that people now associate the double character
公公
with the scheming and cunning eunuchs of these dramas. As a result, some modern women may avoid using the term
公公
to refer to their husband's fathers. From the Oracle Bone script, the character
公
has nothing to do with a man's mustache. The two strokes are actually the handles of a container. So in the Oracle Bone script, the character
公
means a container with handles. However, no one uses the character
公
to refer to a container anymore. Because the two strokes at the top of the character
公
have a meaning of equal halves, the character is also used to refer to fairness. As for the modern meaning of the character
公
which is most commonly associated with openness and facing the public, there is no clear explanation from linguists of how the character evolved from a container with handles, fairness, and a respectful title for adult males to openness, public, and facing the public. We can only speculate that the container with handles was placed in a public place for public use, or that fair distribution needs to be exposed to the public, or that adult males are the ones who can make the final judgment for the public. These connections can help us explain why the character
公
is now widely used in the definition of openness and public. The pronunciation of the character
公
is similar to the English word gone. So we can use the phrase, the company has gone public, to help us remember the character
公
in the word.
公司
Now let's practice writing the character.
公
The simplest way to remember the shape of the character is to imagine yourself drawing two mustaches. Then, draw a triangular mouth below the mustaches, like a face of an older male. This represents a company that faces the public or a person who makes public and fair judgments.
公公公公公
Now let's look at the character
司
in the word.
公司
In the Oracle Bone script, we can see a mouth and a person standing there issuing orders. This is the original meaning of the character
司
which means to issue orders. It is extended to mean to manage things. The character
司
is also used to refer to a manager or an organization that is responsible for managing things. Next, let's practice writing the character.
司
The simplest way to remember the shape of the character is to imagine a person's body. Below the body, draw a line. Imagine a person stretching out their arm to give orders, while also making a mouth shape, indicating that they are giving orders. While imagining this person giving orders and managing things, also remember that this character is now used in the word.
公司
The pronunciation of the character
司
is similar to the English word sit, which can be used to help you remember the character. Of course, companies don't give orders to dogs to sit down. So use your imagination to expand the meaning of the sit command from teaching a dog to sit to giving orders to employees, customers, or even the public.
思思思思思思
I want to give a big shout out to the learning program for stroke order of Chinese characters, supported by Taiwan's Ministry of Education, for their invaluable assistance. While you're working on mastering the stroke order, remember to keep the associated stories and pronunciations in mind to ensure effective learning. After you've gone through the stroke order practice, have you managed to commit the pronunciations, characters, and the stories behind these Chinese words to memory? So, there you have it, some enjoyable and memorable ways to learn Chinese pronunciations and characters using a creative method based on scaffolding learning theory. Thank you for tuning into this episode of our educational series. If you found our teaching approach helpful and enjoyable for your Chinese learning journey, please give us a thumbs up and show your support. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive more teaching episodes. Also, consider recommending our teaching videos to friends who might be interested in learning Chinese, helping them avoid the frustrations that can come with learning a new language. Your support and encouragement mean a lot to us. We'll catch you in the next episode.